I don't understand. Until today.
We are here at UCLA. I believe the sun is out now. It's a beautiful sunny day in Los Angeles at UCLA. And Hans is about to share his personal commitment with us.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Hans.
Hi, Hans.
Let's say happiness is like a bank account. When you are rich, you can multiply the balance by 10. And when you have a nice family, you can multiply by 100. And when you're knowledgeable, you can multiply by 1,000. So am I a millionaire of happiness if I achieve those three things? The answer is no, because initially there is zero in the bank account. What changed 0 to 1 is a healthy body, which can be achieved by exercising regularly. Today, I want to share with you my personal commitment to exercising regularly. I will give you 2 reasons why I am personally committed to it, and 3 actions that I have taken to demonstrate my personal commitment. I know you will be interested in my personal commitment because every one of us has this bank account. For some people, we invest our money or time on almost everything else but our body. Famous American entrepreneur and author Jim Rohn once said, "Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live." I completely agree with him because there are two stories which had a huge impact on me, urging me to exercise regularly. The first reason why I am personally committed to exercising regularly is because I don't want to be kept away from the opportunities in my life. I didn't really care about my fitness when I was in my high school, therefore I never practiced 1,000 meter run wholeheartedly. Oh, by the way, 1,000 meter run is the compulsory subject that we are going to be tested on. So on the day of examination itself, I ran behind most of my classmates, except Ben and Jerry, whose weight were more than 200 pounds. And I even drank 2 cans of Red Bull before I ran. Again, I didn't take the failure seriously until the day when I was notified that I couldn't qualify for a candidate of stars of our school because I failed the 1,000 meter run. I felt so regret and shameful when I thought about myself running on track and my classmates outrunning me in the sun. I can't even catch their shadow. I missed the opportunity to be awarded one of the best students in my school, and I don't want to regret again. The second reason why I'm personally committed to exercising regularly is because I don't want to be kept away from my whole life. I want to share with you a story about my Uncle Chen. He is an advanced civil engineer with a super high salary. Both he and my aunt are young and handsome, and their daughter is very clever. It was such a wonderful family, and probably the only flaw is that my Uncle Chen has a big belly. However, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and passed away after 2 years treatment. Well, I can't say that the cancer is originated from his lack of exercise, but I do believe it plays a part because I've never seen anyone with a good body shape at such a young age catch a cancer. I feel frustrated and frightened because I don't want to fall when I'm supposed to rise. Next, I would like to share with you 3 actions that I have taken to achieve my personal commitment. The first action is that I have downloaded an app called 7, which reminds me to do a 7-minute workout every day. The second action is that I have persuaded my friend Max to join me and do exercise together and reminds each other when one slacks off. The third action I've taken is that I would take note of my weight every day so I can see how much I have achieved. After performing these actions, I feel proud of myself and happy about the positive changes happening on my body. I became a more energetic person and more positive. So in summary, I have shared with you 2 reasons why I am personally committed to exercising regularly, which are having a complete life and being able to enjoy the opportunities in my life. And I have also given you 3 actions that I have taken. I downloaded an app, I found a partner, and I recorded my achievements. There should be no doubt in this room that I am really personally committed to exercising regularly. If you have neglected the first digit 1, which makes the following zeros in your happiness account meaningful, exercise regularly like what I did, because I believe that health is your capital to enjoy the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you. What was the time?
5:27.
5:27. Where are we? Nowhere. They're there. Well,
Okay, hello, my name is Matt.
Hi, Matt.
I think you did a really good job. I really liked your speech. You had all the components for the most part. And I think I really liked how you used concrete examples and concrete details in your speech. Like you talked about the bank account, which is something that we can grab onto, and also like the cans of Red Bull. That's like a vivid picture that we can all grab onto. So that was really
Yeah, the word pictures were excellent this time, weren't they? Improvement, please.
Hi, I'm Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
I agree with Matt, and I especially like your intro. I think it's really unexpected. But the one thing I noticed is that your body was kind of shaking like this a little bit, so maybe just try to stand still.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, you will be when you're doing it now. You will be tonight when you watch yourself on YouTube. Try to flex your legs a little bit more so you're more of a tripod and then you won't sway so much. Well, your intro, you used the metaphor of the bank account and 100 and a millionaire. Basically what you were trying to say was you don't have your health, you don't have zip, right? This was your point. But it was a cute intro. As far as tying back to this, you went and said, well, you neglect the digit 1, it makes the following zeros meaningful, so exercise your capital, enjoy the world. That was an okay tie back. I would have, done a little bit more with the bank account, but it was okay. You got the idea. On your personal commitment, your thesis preview was satisfactory. Your 6th statement was good. I like the quote from Jim Rohn, and that you agreed with him. That was fine. You told a personal and private story where you were a really bright kid in high school, but you didn't get the star of the school because you couldn't run. And that took courage to tell us that there was something you weren't good at. So you were authentic for that moment and sharing with us one of your deficiencies. That you're not a superstar in everything. And you stupidly thought a Red Bull was going to pull you through. And the only thing it probably did was ruin your nervous system. And you had a good moral at the end of the story. You said, I don't ever want this to happen again. So that was good. On your 2nd story or reason, you talked about your Uncle Chin, a civil engineer who got pancreatic cancer. And you weren't sure if it was linked to exercise or not, but you felt you could limit the possibility through good nutrition and exercise because you didn't want to have that happen to you. Your actions were good. The app 7 was fine. Getting a friend to help you and weighing yourself daily so you monitor it, all good. When you perform these actions, could have had a little bit more detail, more feelings to it. Your summary, your conclusion, and your tie back were good. Let's see where your goals, where were your goals?
At the end of the self-evaluation.
Down here. This is okay. I want to be more confident, look at people's eyes, and smile more during my speech. How did it go, Hans?
I think this is the best speech I give it when I make good eye contact. So I try to look at the comments, different comments I get. And I really look into people's eyes.
Did everyone get good eye contact? Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Hans. Okay, next. Thank you. You can stay. Let me set the on deck is men. Begin, Joseph, with no name on your paper. Once again. He's on such a roll. At least you're consistent. Managing attention, communicating respect, non-verbally, thanks for national front search, for love. Start your speech.
I am Joseph.
Hi, Joseph.
We never know the love of a parent until we become parents ourselves. Although it might take us ages to become a parent, but these quotes really encourage us to think in our parents' shoes and to think from their perspective. So today I want to share you with my personal commitment to spend more time with my family. So I'm going to give you 2 reasons and 2 actions that I have taken to achieve that goal. So are you willing to spend more time with your parents when you have your friends' invitation, when you want to really go out with your friends? And it took me a while to understand the importance of spending more time with my family. So here are the 2 stories. The first reason why I'm personally committed to this is when I was home after 4 months in school. So I was finally home. We sat on a dinner table, and my mom told me that in the last 4 months they didn't really use the kitchen. So they didn't really properly cook, because I was not around. And my father said that finally we are sitting together again, and nothing is more happier in this world than having a dinner with your family. So that really moved me. So it made me start to think, because looking at the past, when I go back to my home country, I treated my home kind of like hotel. I always outside with my friends. I didn't come back for dinner. I probably out there for all days. Didn't see my parents for all days. When I came back, they already sleep. So I feel so sorry about that, because I should have spent more time with them to have dinner, to talk to them at dinner. The second reason why I'm personally committed to this was when I went back home at midnight. I saw my mom sleeping on sofa. I woke her up and I asked her why didn't you sleep on the bed, and she told me that she was waiting for me to coming home. At that time I didn't quite understand her, and I kind of get a little bit mad, because I don't want my parents to keep checking my whereabouts. But now looking at the past, I feel that if you really love someone, why were you not expecting them coming home? It will keep you awake at midnight. So now I have taken 3 actions to spend more time with my family. At first, I invite my mom to travel with me here, so she will come in August. And the second, I have tried always go home for dinner for last week vacation. And the third is I share my personal feelings with my parents. I spend more time with them. I take a walk with them. I feel that it is important because there was one incident when I was in high school, because when we are turning 18, we have this adult ceremony. So it required us to exchange later with our parents. We wrote something on it, and then we exchanged. So I only wrote 2 sentences to my parents, but they wrote like 3 pages of letter full of love, and when they handed to me, they couldn't help back the tears. When I look at the letters, I couldn't help back the tears as well. So I feel that I should have say more on that letters, because at the past we used to easily get into small altercation. So I feel that if I spend more time with my family, we will understand each other more. So in summary, I have shown you the 2 reasons why I'm personally committed to spend more time with my family, and the 3 actions that I have taken. There should be no doubt in this room that I'm personally committed to spend more time with my family. So as at the beginning, now I want to be thinking in my parents' shoes. So I want to think from their perspective. They have waited for me because I was overseas studying. They really want to have dinner with me. It will be so frustrated that I'm always not around. So now I feel that it must be very painful for them to not seeing me around. So now I'm personally committed to this. That's all.
Thank you. Where are we? We're here.
Hi, I'm Hans.
Hi, Hans.
I was really moved by your speech, because I almost shared similar experience with you. And so I think the emotional part is really
Good, yes. Yes, that's good. Next.
Hi, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Oh yeah, I thought your speech was really good and emotional. I guess one thing you can improve is how you step, like do scissor.
Use what?
Like how you stepped. He's stepping like
Scissor steps, yeah. Okay, Joseph, you started with a quote from Henry Beecher. Like to know a little bit about this author, who he is, qualify him so we have credibility.
19th century, I think he was
Writer. Politician. Okay, good. Tell your audience that. Yeah. Yeah, it's true that you don't really know the love of a parent until you become one and know what it means to be a parent. So, your PC was to spend more time with your family. Your significant statement was in the form of rhetorical questions. You ask your audience, have you wanted to spend more time with your parents? And I'm not sure that qualified as a significant statement, but remember, you're trying to sell the speech to your audience, so I guess it kind of did. On your first reason, you told us a story that you were gone for 4 months, and they said they hadn't used the kitchen table. But now they were using the kitchen table, and it felt good, and it felt good to eat at home, and it meant a lot. And now you feel that you want to have these family dinners, and you tell them you're going to come home for the family dinners, and it means something to you. That was a pretty good story, personal and private. On your second reason, you told us your mother was asleep out on the couch waiting for you. Yes, probably because you came home very late, and as you'll sometimes learn, nothing good happens after midnight. So she worries. Parents worry when their children are out because bad people are out after midnight. And she wanted you to be safe. And you realize this now, and if you were going to be late, you could call her. Instead of being mad and wanting your independence and worrying about her tracking you, you now understand this was an act of love. So that was good. On your actions, bringing your mother to America in August, good, consistent. Going home for dinner, good. And sharing stories about yourself, good. The 3 pages, the 2 sentences, yeah, you need to learn to open up and share more, and you will, and that sounds good. Your summary was good, your conclusion was fine. Your tie-back was good. Your kanais were to move 3 times, use vocal variety, and to have good eye contact. How'd it go?
Well, the first one, I think I didn't really do it properly.
Yes, that's right.
And the second one, I think I should have do better. For the eye contact, I think I failed.
Yeah. Okay, well, on that positive note, let's make some suggestions for what to do better on your last speech. You're doing the scissor move still, and practice not doing the scissor move when you move to the left, right, and back to center, okay? You step in the direction you're going to move. You don't cross your legs. You tell the person you're practicing with, your mother, your brother, your lover, I want to have vocal variety. Raise your hand and help me get it. Have them hold up their hands like this for eye contact. That's one person there, that's one person there, that's one person there. We'll practice moving around and looking at those 3 people, see? And holding it for 3 to 5 seconds. Other than that, you did a nice job. Thank you. Okay, let's hear from men. That's enough time. If you have to leave, leave now. We'll finish. We'll get these finished. Begin, men.
Hi, I'm Min.
Hi, men.
Hi. Sleeping is one of my favorite things to do, and so is waking up early and starting my day with a big bang. And so, my personal commitment is to try sleeping early and waking up earlier. So the 2 actions that two reasons that I'm personally committed to this goal is that when I wake up late, I don't feel as good because I'm wasting hours and I do not get the stuff that I need to get done. And the second reason is because it also puts me in a bad mood, and it doesn't really let me start my day with off in a good mood, which makes it just an overall better day. And so, William Shakespeare once said it's better to be 3 hours too early than a minute too late. And I completely agree with him on this, in that out of the precious 24 hours that we are given in a day, we should be able to use it wisely and to spend it to better cultivate ourselves. And so the first reason that I am personally committed to sleeping early and waking up early is that, like I said before, sleeping late prevents me from waking up early, which therefore causes me to waste a lot of time during the day. And I just feel that I can get so much more done if I am able to sleep earlier and wake up earlier. And doing so will help me to better enrich myself as a person, and by getting more stuff done, and by getting all the things I need to do finished, and feeling a lot more relaxed and be content with what I have planned out throughout the day. And the second reason is also because by sleeping late and waking up late, because I have these really bad stomach pains that I get very frequently, waking up later actually makes me feel worse, and the stomach pains increase. And so when I sleep late and have to wake up early for a class, my stomach pains are really, really bad. And so I feel as though doing the opposite and going to sleep earlier and waking up earlier, or waking up on time, would just help with that as well, and to help put me in a better mood. And the 3 actions that I've taken to work on my commitment is by not taking a nap in the middle of the day, because I felt that by taking a delicious nap during the middle of the day actually makes me more tired and more groggy, and puts me in a worse mood than I was before. And the second is to
exercise more.
Yeah. Because by exercising, I feel that I get tired more easily, and because I'm tired, I tend to fall asleep faster because my body is worn out. And my third action is to try and stay off my phone while I'm in bed, because I tend to go to my phone and look through social media a lot, which prevents me from falling asleep fast, because I just get excited and interested in other people's lives, and whereas I should be sleeping. And so yeah, those are the 3 actions that I'm taking for my personal commitment. There should be no doubt.
How do you feel when you perform these actions?
Oh, yeah. When I perform all these actions, I really feel more positive and a lot more healthier, and I'm in a way better, my stomach feels so much better as well, and I'm in a way better mood. And so I just feel like doing this action and being committed to this goal would just overall help me become a better person, and to help me finish more activities and things that I haven't planned. And so those are the two reasons and the 3 actions that I have to take in order to achieve this goal and commitment. And there should be no doubt in this room that this personal commitment is really important to me in achieving, and every minute of every day should be spent with all your full energy, full attention, in a really good mood, therefore putting you as a better person and benefiting from it. And so, 3 hours, it's better to be 3 hours early than a minute too late, right?
Thank you. That was somewhere back here.
Hi, Fernando.
Hi, Fernando.
I really liked your speech. I felt like you followed the prompt really well, and your tie back was good, and each part of the prompt was there. So,
thank you, Fernando.
Hi, I'm Jenny.
Hi,
For
Jenny.
the first story, I felt like it could have been a story more, instead of generally it makes you feel better. Maybe if you told an incident or something like that.
Right. We'll start there, man. I kept stressing in the emails and in my instructions this was to be real personal. And it was pretty personal that you told us that you sleep your life away. So I guess generally that's pretty personal. But the first story could have been more personal rather than so general. So that would be my first suggestion. Secondly, I liked your Shakespeare quote, by the way. On your second story, you worked in the stomach pains. That was personal and private, so that was good. I hope you felt authentic sharing that, your medical condition. That was what we were after, that kind of thing. On your actions that you've taken, wake up early, no naps. Secondly, exercise, and thirdly, killing the phone. Those are all consistent with your PC. You almost left out how you feel when you take these actions. Remember, to make a speech sticky, you need those the components of success, and the E in success is emotions. And so your emotions, when you share them with your audience, you draw your audience back in and get them to really listen to you, and your speech is more sticky. You wanted to be more dynamic when speaking, give more detailed stories, and use more hand gestures to liven up your story. How did it go?
I think my stories were a bit more detailed than last time, I guess. And dynamic-wise, I could work on it. And gesture, I think I did gesture, but not like in a way that was like, I just kept doing this, basically. And it wasn't really like a gesture that went with the story, I guess. Like,
okay. You did well. You can do better, but thank you for getting it done. Thank you, everyone, for staying overtime. We will finish the persuasive speeches next week. Remember about your support, and you need a bibliography. And remember, you have to have evidence that you cite and you qualify in your speech. Hans is over there going, "What? You never told us that?" Yeah, right. Okay, return with honor. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Professor, here's the speech notes for last time.
Hang on just a second. Yeah.
This is my doctor's note. I just have it in case for every time I get my pains. But,
I love doctor's notes. Chang H. Chow.
Yeah. But is there any way that I can actually get it back? Because that's just like for me as like a class.
Sure. You can have it back.
And also a question. I did put here. I put the goals down here, but
yes.
I've been doing that for every one of my papers. But do I need to fill out the whole paper?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then can I get those two by next class?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, they help after each speech. You can watch yourself 3 times.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. You were trying to hand me things, so give me a moment to put things away. Yes. Okay, the roll sheet goes somewhere. Oh, my glass. Yeah. Let's step on it. Is that the roll sheet? Is that the roll form?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, who wants to hand me something? What is this?
Yeah, it's our speech notes from last time.
PC worksheet. Okay, good. Oh, you because you didn't. I had to do it on a blank piece of paper. Good. Thank you. You found a printer.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, good.
I sent you an email to know what my grade is, but can I just see it then?
Yes. So let me stand up so this guy doesn't see your grade.
Okay,
Yeah.
Maybe I should turn this off so it doesn't fall down. Thank you for keeping